Well, all right. Welcome to Walt's World NBA Talk. We had some great games last night. Got the All-American Walter Luckett in the building. And all I can say is, I've been telling you a little bit about my man. So you're going to talk to more about that. So tell me, how did you feel about the first game? All right.
Well,
From
Juan, you
last
see,
night.
Juan, you see that flip flop. You see my hat, 76ers.
I see that. I see
Yeah,
that. I see that.
great series, great game. When you really think about it, it really was. Atlanta really had their backs to the wall, and they really played well. In the beginning, when you think about it, Trey Young, he was like 0 for 5 in the beginnings, and it looked like they were in trouble. Philly really started out pretty strong, but what happened was that Bogdanovich, he basically kept them in the game. He was hitting those threes, and he was pretty steady. He had 18 points in the third, up to the third quarter, so he kept them going. Collins was really spectacular.
That's my boy.
He was monster dunks throughout the whole series. I mean, he kept the energy going. The crowd had it going. So and then Trey Young in the second half. Oh my gosh, 18 assists, 25 points. He ended up with. So they prevailed, but they really had to work hard. Now, it made he basically was 0 for 12 in the second half. So and plus I think he was hurt. And what happened was that after that, Harris was supposed to take the lead. He only took 15 shots throughout the whole game. So that really didn't really take no leadership. And I guess basically they succumbed to Atlanta's advances. Now, I think the crowds were worth about 10 points themselves.
Yeah.
So it was a real good game. I think at the end of the day, I think they found a number 2 guy to score for Philly, and that's Curry. The Curry family is still relevant. I mean, the man had 18 points early in the third quarter. So I think he had 20 plus in the game. So I think that Doc Rivers got a nice son-in-law to rely on.
There you go. Well, listen, let me say this. I think that one of the things that that the Hawks did too was they went big this time, right? They have been playing small to try to play their best players, but this time they went big. And that was significant, all right? Because, and then in the playoffs, it's about, making adjustments, right? And I think that was key to all of that, right? I mean, the other thing is that I think you're right. I mean, that Hawks arena is trying to hang out with Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? But, they got a lot of Brooklyn cats over there, and move down there. You know what I mean? And the other thing is that, look, Embiid, he's got a tear in his knee, right?
Yeah.
And he's playing with that, and I mean, he looks like he's always in pain,
Yeah.
And listen, they also were knocking him down because,
it got physical. It got physical. And I also think too that, he's easily distracted when he gets physical as well. I mean, he likes to give it, but he doesn't like to take it, Juan.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Well, see, one of the things I don't like about him, like I said before, right, is that when things are going good, he's playing and joking and laughing and doing, and then when things get tough, he crying like a little baby. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Just be consistent. All right. So you're going to cry all the time. Right.
But one thing, Juan, that I hold too was that Dwight Howard's been playing some good basketball.
Absolutely.
What a great backup. And I tell you, he's from Atlanta too. So I think he had something to prove down there, but he played great yesterday. And the bottom line was he was relevant. I mean, he was scoring, he was blocking shots, he'd been rebounding, and he got some good minutes. So I think Doc Rivers also spoke highly of him, during the intermission. He was saying that the guy really has rebirthed himself and he's playing good basketball. And I think he got a mainstay in Philly because Doc Rivers is the type of coach that could bring the best out of him.
Yes, no question. And I think Bogdanovich also, that's my dude.
You got him a long time, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, he's consistent, and that's what it's all about, man. Consistency, especially in the playoffs, man. They can depend on him. So, what do you think about them going back to Philly?
Well, I think they have I think they got a chance. But my thing is that if Harris really continues to exert himself and play a little bit more offense, Philly has a chance. Harris is a good ball player. I mean,
No
he was
question.
playing great basketball. I don't know. He just needs to. I'm surprised that he just didn't take the lead because 15 shots is not going to make it when Embiid is in trouble. Also, too, just think about it. Uh, Doc Rivers, I think, really needs to use the bench a little bit more. Uh, I think he's working with 6 guys, maybe 6, 7 guys.
Right.
He needs to get that bench some experience if they plan to win the NBA tournament, the championship. Because right now his rosters is little to me is in question right now.
True. All right, so they going back to Philly. We'll see what's going to happen there. If you had to call it, man, what do you think? They going up 3-2 Philly or what?
That's a good one. I know you're going to get me on that one. I think Atlanta. Yeah, I think Philly can get Atlanta in Philly. What's going to be interesting is that it could be a 7-game series.
Yes.
And injuries are going to be a factor.
Like they've been in all the playoffs.
And my problem with Embiid is that he's always hurt, and so that's why he can't be on my top 5 centers. So don't even try that.
All right, so the other game, which was a monster game. All right, so we're talking about the Clippers and the Jazz, and and Kawhi showed up again.
Well, LA got off to a quick start. It was like 30-13. And Kawhi had 12 of those 30 points. And then at the half, and 66% shooting, which was phenomenal. And also, I think that, when you think about a 40-13 lead, it was hard to recover, and I thought it was very difficult. But I'm telling you, the unsung hero to me is Reggie Jackson.
Yes.
I mean, the guy's playing for minimum, but you would think that he was box office. You would think he's playing for the max because he really played some great defense and he played some great offense. And Morris came off the bench to drop 24. Kawhi and PG. I mean, PG was 13 today. He played PG 13 today. He wasn't general admissions this time. He really dropped 31 points, and I thought he played a great game. And Kawhi, used to see the monster dunk from the foul line. It looked like Dr. J just dunking over everybody. They showed it about 15 times, Juan.
Well, the thing is that I said that to you yesterday, because you can't count Kawhi out, you know what I mean? Because he's definitely, when the lights are shining, this boy comes through, So that's what makes this series so interesting, right? And I'm looking forward to the next game. That's going to be crazy,
But Juan, I got to ask you something. And this is I know you like Kawhi, but he's too quiet for me. I mean, I like leadership. I mean, the only time you ever hear him talk, and really he talks, he is team conscious. Yeah. And I like that when he has the interviews. But it doesn't seem like he communicates on the court there. And because a lot of guys communicate on the court, which is essential. He's very quiet out there. He's very effective. Don't get me wrong, but I think a true leader communicates on the court.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is that like he was quiet when he was playing for Toronto and won a championship, right? So, and I mean, look, I think he's just a quiet assassin. So it's like when he plays well, the rest of the team plays well also,
No question.
And especially when he gets off early, right? When he gets off early, he sends out a message to his team, but then he also is sending out a message to his opponents. Like, yo, I'm here tonight, right? And so I think that's what it's all about, man. He's gotta come out hard for the rest of the playoffs, right from the beginning. I mean, that's how I feel about him, So,
but if he had man's aggression, he'd be a phenom.
Yeah, man. I told you about that kid.
But I tell you, Juan, even though he was hurt, Mitchell is on that court, and he's on that court. He his charisma, his ability to influence his teammates, even when he's hurt. He dropped 37 with one leg.
Ain't that something?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a superstar, man. But again, right? Like, when you score that high and you lose, it's a heck of a situation, And but like, he's a superstar. I mean, no doubt about it, But he gets a chance to rest it. We'll see what happens the next game, man.
And also your boy Conley might come out of retirement.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a
yeah,
big factor, Juan.
yeah. Oh, there's no question about that.
Because Joe Beard yesterday, basically he was non-existent because they couldn't get the ball to him. Conley's a pro when it comes to that. I think, to me personally, the money that Conley gets, I would make him go out there and play.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a lot of money, brother. that's a lot of money for you to be sitting down. You know what I'm saying?
For a 5'11" guy to make the money he makes, you better get out there and make it work.
No question, no question. So, we said we were going to go with the top 5 forwards of all time today, right? And
yes,
I've been working hard at this all day, right? And here we go. This is mine.
Okay.
I got Tim Duncan number 1. I got Karl Malone number 2. First of all, Tim Duncan. Here's the dude that could shoot it from the corner, the famous bank shots from either side, rebounder, team leader. Talking about he talks out there, definitely all about team. And of course, I don't like to talk about the championships, but he do got the championships.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, Karl Malone, who doesn't have any championships, but when the mailman was on, he was on. All right, and strong, going to the basket, had a jump shot, and I got to take him number 2. Now, I might surprise you with this one. I think James Worthy is number 3. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because out of all the forwards all time, right, nobody can run the fast break like him. Nobody. No one could run the fast break like him. And championship material right there also. Always a winner, right?
Okay.
Number 4, I got to go with my boys high alum, Connie Hawkins, right? Now, he played in the NBA, but Connie Hawkins revolutionized the game. Connie Hawkins was, before the doctor, it was Connie Hawkins, right? With the same kind of moves,
yes,
and unstoppable. You can't guard Connie Hawkins. And a very great defensive player on top of that, two-way. And number 5. Now, I know you probably going to, dispute this one. I'm going with my Nick, Dave DeBusschere, all right? Dave DeBusschere could shoot from the outside, rebound, run the fast break, team player, and also a champion. So those are my 5.
Okay, what you got? And you're sticking to it.
And I'm sticking to it. What you got?
Well, I'm gonna do some rebuttals here, real quick, real quick. First of all, Duncan, is he a center or a forward, Juan? You got explaining to do with that because when he was with David Robinson, he was a forward. When he left, he was a center. So I'm going to give you half credit for that one.
All right. Okay.
Karl Malone, as far as I'm concerned, Stockton and they bored me. Okay. Karl was
you don't like the pick and roll?
yeah, I do. But Karl Malone, I thought was a good scorer. He really ran the break. I never seen him block a shot. I've never seen the guy block his defense was questionable. That's why they never won a championship. So I end that with Karl Malone, okay? James Worthy had the greatest team to play with. So I got to give you total support on that because he made that team work. I mean, you know what? Believe it or not, most of the assists that Magic got was to James Worthy.
True.
So I give you kudos for that. In regards to who's the next one?
Connie Hawkins.
The Hawk. Well, believe it or not, I have to agree with you on some of that, but he played late in his career because of the scandal. Could you imagine what he would have done if he was younger?
No question.
So that's a good one. And then Dave DeBusschere. Well, Dave was a great guy, but, as far as I'm concerned, he was good for the Knicks. They won championships, but he was too small for me. I mean, he really didn't rebound well. I mean, he was a player, he was a player coach at one time, too, out in Detroit.
That's right.
But I give him kudos for knowing the game, but he was too small for me. He didn't rebound well. His shot was good. He was a good slasher, but his defense, I don't know. I really couldn't find him on the court in the defensive end. And
No, you're wrong about that, man. Come on, man.
I know, but I got to give it like you gave it to me. Okay. Now, here's where I got to come back and tell you what my 5 is, and you might question it. Okay.
Go ahead.
My number 1 forward of all time. I don't care what anybody say. Was the doctor.
Okay.
Julius, number 1.
All right.
And then the boy at the New Jersey Nets right now, Kevin Durant. He can play ball.
I
It speaks for itself. He drops dimes every time he comes down the court.
You going with the superstars?
Oh, I got to go with him. And know what? Believe it or not, the big ticket.
I forgot about the doctor. How did I forget about the doctor? But go ahead.
Okay, Kevin Garnett. He's a good ball player. You know, he started out with Minnesota. He went to Boston. He brought some championships there, and he wasn't a center. He was a forward. Okay. Karl Malone, I give you credit. Karl Malone's in there because of his scoring record. But I still question his defensive end. Now, where I get troubled, and I know a lot of people jump all over me when I say this, even including my wife, you got to put Larry Bird in there. Larry Bird was a tough hombre when he got out there in that court. He was Mr. Clutch. He hit some nice jaybirds when it counted. And, and I was fighting between him and Elgin Baylor because Elgin Baylor had 110 moves when he went to the basket.
No question.
But Larry Bird was a complete basketball player. He was a little slow, but he was slow enough to win a lot of championships and win a lot of MVPs. That's my 5, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, listen, that's a great 5. Of course, you looking at the superstars, and I'm looking at their games. I like their games, and let me listen, I gotta be honest with you. I forgot all about the doctor. What's wrong with me? I don't know, man. I got too many things to do. I'm working too hard, But yeah, man, that was great. That was a good list. I'm going with that. I'm good with that. I'm not sure Kevin Garnett gets in there for me though. I don't know.
Well, the big ticket, he did some work.
Yeah, he did.
And I tell you, Juan, it was so hard because, and I know you're going to probably think about it as well. But, I was looking at it. I said, Elgin Baylor, I used to watch him. He was fantastic. He would get off the ground, didn't get off the ground that much, but he would have hang time. And he used to score 50s and 40s, regularly. So he was a great player. And I love Alvin Hayes. And I know he plays center forward. So that's why I got a little suspect about picking him. But you know who else was great? A lot of folks forget about it. Rick Barry.
Oh, no question. Scoring machine. Scoring machine. And you know what? If you were going with Kevin Garnett, I could put Chris Webber in there with Kevin Garnett. I could put Chris Webber in there. I mean,
that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man. I mean, and of course, I love Maurice Lucas.
Oh yeah.
If we were going top 10, I would have to go with him. Also,
Kevin McHale. Let's not forget Kevin McHale, man.
True. Absolutely.
He was tough.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You know what's interesting, Juan? And I want to give him credit, but Charles Barkley was pretty tough.
Charles Barkley was tough, and
not top 5 though.
No, I couldn't put him top 5, and he played hard all the time.
Yes, he did.
I mean, offense and defense, so yeah, man, we did pretty good. I'm going to challenge you tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to send you something today when I think about it. I don't know if I'm going with the guards or what. You know what I mean? Because that's going to be a tough one right there. We might go top 5 guards all time. So
all I have to say is, Juan, don't take it personal.
That's all good, man. All right. So what we got tonight? Tonight we got the Nets, right?
Yeah.
We got the Nets.
Yeah, it's going to be, and it's a critical game, believe it or not, because right now Kevin's playing. I mean, Durant's playing by himself now. There's question whether the bearded man might come out and try to make a run at it. That's what they're just saying. So I think that if he does, I give him credit for that because they're saying he's really, really, really injured, and that's sad to hear because the Brooklyn was doing so well, but Kyrie's out. Kyrie Irving is out.
Yeah,
and to me, I think he's more valuable than the bearded man myself. Harden, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think that when Harden is out there with both of them, I think that makes him unbelievably great. I'm not sure if you know, if he was out there with Kyrie, you know, what would go down? You know what I mean? Because they both running around trying to score, you know. But you know, I think that if he comes out with with KD, I think that's gonna make a lot of difference, especially they're playing at home too. All right, so
exactly
that crowd is gonna be losing their mind tonight, you know. And listen, you know, hey, Kevin Durant might end up scoring 70 points tonight.
Yeah, that's true. But my problem is if I was the opposite, I'd double team him.
Hey,
I would make him give the ball up, and then you know what else? Tucker might get in his face and start elbowing him and getting physical with him, which he doesn't like. That's why I think, if anything, Juan, I think that who really needs to step up with is Blake. Blake Griffin needs to step up. But I like that kid Claxton too. I would like to see him get out there and help him out a little bit because he mixes it up underneath. He blocks shots. He's a true presence under there. Harris, you know, I don't know where he's at. You know, I mean, it's like he doesn't want to be touched.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that look, they're okay in the back, but they lost two guards.
I know.
So who's gonna step up for the guard play?
As far as bringing the ball up, who's going to bring the ball up?
That's what I'm talking about. So the kid Michael James, right?
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
You know, I think that he's going to be a key tonight. And I tell you, he has no fear.
He'll step up. He will step up. This might be his out. This might be his time to shine.
Absolutely. I think he's already been shining. Actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
And so he's gonna. I think it's important for him to play well tonight. You know, it's going to be extremely interesting.
What about Green?
Well, you know, listen, I'm glad he came back. You know, I don't think he's all the way back, but you know, he's been a key all season. You know,
yes, he has.
All season he's been a key. So I just love his game, man. I mean, you know, he's the ultimate pro. He's a pro. You know,
and now that we talked a little bit about Brooklyn, I mean, let's not dispel the fact that Milwaukee has a mission.
They do.
You called that a while ago.
They do. You know, I don't like Milwaukee, not because I'm a Nets fan, but I don't like Milwaukee. I don't like them. I mean, and that's because, you know, as great, you know, as the Greek Freak is, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, so it's gonna be interesting, you know, to say the least. So tomorrow, the top 5 guards all time.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I'm going against the great Walter Luckett, All-American.
Well, you know, I know my guards. I know the guards.
I know you know the guard. Use the guard. Use the big guard back in today. You would be a small guard.
True. And you know something, Juan, just like yourself. And you know, we were big guards, but we know how to handle the ball. We weren't turning the ball over.
Nah. You know, and that's one of the problems with these cats over there. They're too nonchalant with the ball. You know? Real nonchalant with the ball. All right, brother. Well, listen, man. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll get down again tomorrow. You better get down there, man, and get that list of 5 top guards, man. We're going to see what's going to be happening. My brother, have a good night, man.
Yeah, have a blessed one. Take care. God bless.
There you go. Juan Castillo here with the All-American Walter Luckett, Walt's World.